The blockchain, no, we don't start like that. What I mean to say is,
louder. 1 minute gone.
Let's just start with a simple example. If we two want to wire money to each other, for instance, we need a bank. The bank is both our trusted intermediary, and it also keeps track of our accounts. So it ensures you that I can pay you without any problems. Let's say that's a centralized system. So we need a centralized authority to make us both act together. A decentralized system is where we have multiple of these intermediaries and we can use both. So if one goes down for whatever reason, we can still have the other one. A distributed system is literally something else, and it's we all function like banks. So we all have the central ledgers with all the transactions in it. So you have all the transactions, obviously encrypted, but you have it, I have it, everybody has it. So we don't need any intermediaries to work together.
No middleman.
So if one goes down, then go down. Doesn't matter, we can still go on because everybody has a encrypted version of this ledger. And that's what makes it so, that's actually the first principle in my opinion, and that makes it already disruptive because we don't need these trusted intermediaries to grant trust to each other. And that's what they call permissionless trust. So we don't have to have someone say, she's okay, he's okay, because we're there and we all both have a copy of it, we can still do business. The second principle is, I would say, the cryptography. It's an interesting one. So let's say that you have your shoe size, what's your shoe size? 39. So whether it's your shoe size 39 or mine 46 or even the Bible text, it's put into a mathematical equation, and what exits is a 30 character combination. 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. It's a unique combination. So it's always 30 or 20 or whatever. It's called a hash. So this code basically is a representation of what's behind it, whether it's a Bible text or a shoe size or whatever, everything. So if I would add 1 comma in the Bible text, for instance, you get a different hash. So you don't have to know what's behind it to know that it's not the same thing. So you don't have to know what is behind it to check whether it's the same thing. So that makes it very easy to even if you don't know who or what is behind something, to compare it. And so that's one of the, and you can imagine that if you have a combination of 30 characters, there are like gazillions of possibilities. So cracking it would actually be very hard. But even if you would do that, and that's actually, I would say, principle 2b, we're already working on the next block of hashes. So you have to go back within these hashes to change things, and on all those thousands of computers. So even if you could crack it, it's undoable to change all these things in the past. So that's why it doesn't make it worth to change it. So that's the second one. And the third one is actually a very interesting one, and that's what I think the blockchainers here are mostly working on, is the principle of the smart contract. It's not a good word, but it's pretty, it covers something. So let's say that if we can timestamp something, so something has happened in this place with these people and this happened, then you could also say, okay, if for instance it's in France, it's sunny and it's 22 degrees, then we pay you 200 whatever clicks.
So it's like a betting.
So it's like, if this, then that. It's like function, if this happens, then do that. And you could basically say, okay, if a contract, so if you deliver my design, for instance, and it's okay, then I pay you. And I don't have to think about it, it's all done automatically. So you could basically make a whole system of all these, if this happens, then do that. If this happens, then do that. So if I have 100 clicks in my account, you can and it's sunny, then pay stare, for instance. But you could also say, execute the bus drive to France. Start the bus drive to France. Start the motor if this happens. And because it's infalsifiable, it's pretty trustworthy to make these contracts. We don't need any lawyers to verify things. It's just there. So I would say that if you have a distributed system which can't be falsified, which can't be interrupted, it's a chain of things going on. It's disruptive because we don't need any intermediaries anymore. Second thing, it's safe, because even if it would be cracked, it's not worth it, because you have to change everything back in time everywhere. The second thing is that it's safe, so you don't have to be, you're not exposed when you leave your information somewhere, because it's encrypted. And the third thing is this smart contract thing. So you can basically make, even if we don't know each other, we can make, because we're on the net, we can basically kind of trust each other. And if I say, yo, I pay you this and that when this thing happens, it's a safe way, so we can then leave it there, and it will execute automatically when things happen. And that, I would say, those are the three very simple pillars that make it very interesting. So you could say something like that. So if you have if I helped you, am I over 5 minutes now? If I helped you and you're happy with it, you say, okay, Erik is a good guy. We all know that, but we should make it sure on the blockchain. It stays there. And you could also say, okay, if Erik does 10 good jobs, then pay him out. But you could also say, okay, while he is doing something, we made it like this smart contract arrangement that if he crosses a certain grade or something, or he is awarded more than 3 stars during his talk, we already pay out half of it. And that makes it very interesting, so you don't need any enforcers anymore, because it's going to happen